Normally I wouldn't cover something like this, but I think it not only says something about current politics, but also that positive vision of the future element that's missing in a lot of contemporary science fiction. So, the penguin. The latest symbol latched onto by the American right for reasons that the American left doesn't really understand. But it crystallized something for me. So, first, why the penguin? The way it strikes me is, for the right, that little bird rushing toward the mountains is a metaphor for the drive to break away from the safety of the group, to see what's beyond the boundaries, to test oneself. It's a metaphor for a sort of romantic heroism that is increasingly absent in the modern world. Of course, many on the left point out that this penguin is cracked. He's going to die long before he gets to the mountains. For one side, a symbol of rugged individualism and drive, and to the other, insanity leading to certain death in the wilderness. But why such a stark split? The right, while it doesn't have a completely coherent view for a better future and borrows heavily from a rose-colored memory of the past, still has some semblance of that drive to take risks, to build new things. The left, overall, seems to have lost that. I know there's a litany of better future objectives coming from the left, whether it's universal health care or saving the planet or whatnot. But these are all material concerns. It's management more than vision. There's no equivalent to that pushing out into a frontier, to leaving the settled, comfortable life behind to venture out into the unknown. From a mythic standpoint, today's left is a void. Which might explain the tankies on some level, those young communists who embraced the Stalinist period as a triumph of socialism rather than trying to bury it as a brutal, murderous embarrassment. Because Stalin's Soviet Union had that mythic vision, that sense of its own greatness. It pushed boundaries, it sent men into space, it built cities. It grew. It was drawing on the same underlying sense of wonder and heroism that underpinned America's rise. But today's left is safe. Consensus. Regulate away the danger. Don't go wandering off into the wilderness, that's protected. Growth is bad for the environment, rein it in. Protect the victims from the oppressors, and you may not feel like a victim or oppressor, but trust them you are. It's become an ideology of stagnation. It's sterile, condescending, and anti-heroic. I don't say this to antagonize leftists. Overall, I think they're far better at identifying social problems, and we need that. But we also need to be able to think beyond the material, to have that mythic voice. And until we reconcile those things, we're going to be in a bad place. One where some people see a depressed, insane, or just plain dumb penguin wandering off to certain death, and others see an individualist who decided it was worth the risk to see what's out there, rather than spend his life standing on the shore with the others in a pile of their own shit. The penguin is doomed, but the idea of that penguin is vital, because the status quo is equally suicidal, it's just slower. Both culturally and politically, we're going to need to reconcile the risks of running to the mountains with the slow, strangling death of consensus. We need to be able to look both to the shore and to the mountains. Which is why I try to maintain a dialogue across the wide political divides, even though they make it so damn difficult sometimes.